Here's Extra Jovial now coming up into the line, and Built Him is going to be the last to move in. Track was downgraded to heavy at 10:30 after about a half an inch of rain up until that point, a little over 12 mils, and naturally hasn't stopped since then. All in, set to go for the first on the card. 13 obstacles, 32.75 metres. They're set and racing. Built Him near the outside, got away well. Mountain High is going to ease right across them in the early part, and one of the first out, Uracino with Sea Reason. Our Path is prominent. Prelude's a little wider out. Dr. Wilson not far away down on the inside as they leap the first. Our Imposing's dropped out to be one of the last, coming along to the second hurdle now, and it's Built Him working his way to the lead over on the outside, just in front of Uracino. In behind those horses then is Extra Jovial improving wide out on the course into third placing. Dr. Wilson down on the inside with Our Path. Then came Preludes on the outside from Mr. Lightfoot and Sea Reason. Mountain High one of the last, and Our Imposing is last of all as they come to the third hurdle. And all leaping that one with Uracino a narrow leader. Not a great deal of pace about, and they're a fairly tightly bunched unit. And Uracino comes along to the next hurdle in front of Built Him on his outside. Extra Jovial is deeper out in third. Prelude's just behind them in the red, black and white colours in fourth, followed by Dr. Wilson and Our Path. Mr. Lightfoot, Mountain High on the rail, and then Sea Reason and Our Imposing. At the fifth jump, the last down the straight now, and Built Him over on the outside, and Uracino are the two leaders with a lap to go. Extra Jovial in behind them third from Our Path. Then came on the rails Dr. Wilson from Preludes, a length to way to Mountain High, trailed further back by Mr. Lightfoot, pulled out wide. They're really getting into this track. Next in the field then came Sea Reason with Our Imposing on the inside rail. Out they go to the 2,000 metres now along the riverside, and Uracino just led from Built Him on the outside with 2 lengths to Extra Jovial third. Dr. Wilson on the rails, Prelude out wide with Our Path the centre. One Mountain High as they go to the first on the riverside. Mr. Lightfoot clipping it, and also Mountain High not jumping it all that cleanly. Now Imposing at the tail with Sea Reason. By the 1,800 metres, Built Him on the outside, Uracino on the rails are the two leaders coming along to the next one, with Preludes going into third outside Extra Jovial as they leap it. Then Mr. Lightfoot, Dr. Wilson wrapped at Our Path in the centre. 2 to Mountain High and a length and a half away in the field, Our Imposing over on the rails and Sea Reason. As they make their way to the hurdle near the 1,500 metres, Uracino on the inside, about a neck in front of Built Him over it, 2 lengths to Extra Jovial, half a length to Preludes the outer, and then a length and a half to Mr. Lightfoot, who's made up a little bit of ground now. He's up in fifth placing on the inside, followed by Mountain High. Our Path and Dr. Wilson are losing ground. Sea Reason and Our Imposing starting runs, although Our Imposing again not jumping that one all that cleanly. At the 1,200 metres, here's the next hurdle about to loom up. Uracino the inside and Built Him jump and land together by 2 lengths. Extra Jovial has been right on the pace all the way. A length Preludes and a neck to Mr. Lightfoot, a length and a half to Mountain High. 1 to Our Path as they go by the 1,000 metres, and then came Sea Reason, Our Imposing, and Dr. Wilson dropped out 4 lengths last. At the third last one now, still a good battle here with Built Him in the centre, headed by Preludes out 3 wide. Uracino on the rail, 1 Extra Jovial, 1 Mr. Lightfoot. Mountain High being hard-ridden, not responding at this point. Then Our Imposing pulled to the outside, making ground, and then Sea Reason. Some of these back in the field are absolutely mud-splattered. At the 600 metres, and Preludes, who's raced wide all the way, dashes to the lead. Trying to go with him is Built Him. Extra Jovial still there third, and then Uracino dropping out on the rail. Our Imposing pulled out with Mountain High as they enter the straight. Still 4 good winning chances as they come along to the second last one. Preludes in the centre, over it just in front. Mr. Lightfoot the outside, Built Him kicking on the rail, and Extra Jovial is on the 4 outside position as they come along to the last one now. Mr. Lightfoot might have taken a slender lead. Built Him's kicking well with Extra Jovial the outside. Preludes not quite going on. Built Him is kicking well with 100 to go. He's got away a length and a half now to Mr. Lightfoot and Extra Jovial, and Built Him responds gamely and takes it out. Built Him by about 2 lengths. Nothing between Mr. Lightfoot and Extra Jovial for the minor end of the prize. In front then of Preludes fourth, and then came Mountain High, Sea Reason, a gap Uracino, Our Imposing, and a long break to Our Path, and Dr. Wilson was last in. Some very tired animals getting through the ground over the concluding stages, but they've up in the field, locked away, set race number 2. Start eyeing off the field. They stand well. And a little movement there by Tristabile, who settled, and they're away now. Tristabile jumped okay. Go Kell began very quickly with napping, heading to the outside. Tyson's Bite got away well. Costly Edition is coming to the grandstand side as well. In fact, the majority of the field are going to head this way. As they put the first 250 metres behind them, napping near the outside rail, one of the leaders with Costly Edition, Go Kill between them. El Robichon close to the middle of the track in the black and white colours, followed by Tyson's Bite. Just behind those is Zali, who's near the middle of the track. They were trailed further back in the field by Jamaica Win, who's coming closest to the middle of the course. Further back in the field is Tristabile. Calm Smites are one of the last, and Samoan Taupo is tailed off as they go by the 400. Costly Edition is one of the leaders out in the middle, but he's had to pull the whip. Napping coming at it. El Robichon struggling. Tyson's Bite battling. So is Go Kill, and skating not far away from them. Costly Edition still in front at the 200 metre mark from Napping. Tyson's Bite, El Robichon, and then Go Kill. But Costly Edition nears the 100 metre mark. Napping coming at it hard now. It's Costly Edition from Napping and Tyson's Bite on the far side. Then Go Kill. Costly Edition still in front and holding Napping, and Costly Edition beats Napping by a length, and close for third between Go Kill and Calm Smites, who came home well. Then Tristabile, Tyson's Bite, El Robichon, a gap behind those to Zali, and she was trailed a good way back in the field then by Samoan Taupo, and at last in Jamaica Win. Led virtually all the way near the outside fence there. Number 4, Costly Edition, ridden by Bruce McDonald, trained at Cranbourne by John Cooper. Had the blinkers off today, first up from a spell, and she's been too good for them. Number 4. Clear through and away they go. Found has missed the start by about 2 lengths, and Double Trio was the first to bound out in front of Irish Squire. Away quickly, Timely Waters sitting a length away third. A break of about 3 lengths further back in the field is Lady Tiangar over on the inside of Kingdom View, and a couple of lengths away Found on the inside, and Prospero's ahead away on its outside. About 8 or 9 lengths covered the field as they head towards the 1,000 metre mark now, and over on the inside there, it's Irish Squire, a narrow leader from Double Trio on his outside, and they share the front, 3 lengths in front. Kingdom View is second. Over on the inside, Timely Waters. Prospero's taking off as the pace slowed a little bit and moved up 3 wide. Lady Tiangar bringing up the rear of the field in company with Found. As they came up the side near the 600, Irish Squire the inside, and Double Trio are going to swing the corner. The 2 leaders clear of Kingdom View. Prospero coming wide. Timely Waters behind them with Lady Tiangar, and Found is last in what is a bunched field at the top of the straight. And in the centre, it's Double Trio with Kingdom View and the green blinkers going up and joining it and heading it. Wider out is Prospero. Irish Squire's battling along, and then Lady Tiangar. Found has got to the outside. They're across the track with Kingdom View at the 300 of the narrow leader. Prospero coming at it. Double Trio can't go on. Found is still coming down the outside. Could be the one. Found is starting to sprint at them on the outside with 100 to go. Moved up to Kingdom View and Prospero. Found has hit the front. There's not a lot there. Kingdom View kicks again. Found and Kingdom View with Prospero. Found finds again on the line and came away and won it by a neck. Good effort to Found beating Kingdom View and Prospero. And they were trailed by Timely Waters and Irish Squire. Double Trio finishing at the tail with Lady Tiangar. Good solid win there by Found. Number 9, ridden by Nastra Witter. Number 9, the winner Found. Already, and Skylight Jimmy will be the last along. They're set for the 4th. Super Dollar just wanting to lift into the air, and attendant in there with him near the outside. They're away now. Sky Scent got away well. Super Dollar's missed it about a length or so. Skylight Jimmy's drifting back through the field early. Soviet Spice got away well on the outside. Our arch rival and What Do You Reckon are all up there as well. Just off them, Style File from Never Dull. As they settle fully, Takings is in behind those horses, followed by Super Dollar and Skylight Jimmy's last. Soviet Spice out to the 1,600 metres, work to the lead. A little more than a length now to Style File, moving up deep out into second. Our arch rival in the centre, and Sky Scent's on the fence. What Do You Reckon just off them, tracking out wide. About a length and a half to Never Dull outside Super Dollar, and 3 lengths away is Takings, with Skylight Jimmy a length and a half behind it, below the 1400, and Soviet Spice is a length clear. Style File is second. What Do You Reckon out 3 wide, getting up into 3rd and 4th around Sky Set. 1 to a little further back in the field, then came Our Arch Rival, followed by Never Dull. Over on the rails is Super Dollar, 2 lengths to Takings and 2 lengths to Skylight Jimmy. Soviet Spice heads to the 1,000, a half length in front. Style File is second, 2 lengths away third. What Do You Reckon? Sky Set a half length away the inside. One to Never Dull running fifth, the outside of Our Arch Rival, who's steadily going backwards through the field. He was up on the pace a little while ago. Super Dollars next, and there's Skylight Jimmy taking off at the 800 metres, and Takings is amongst the tail enders. Nearing the home turn, Soviet Spice just the leader from Style File. What do you reckon right behind them? Never Dull next with Skylight Jimmy coming wide. Then Super Dollar taking. Sky Scent is being ridden along in second last, and last of all is Our Arch Rival. They come to the home turn now, and Style File and Skylight Jimmy wide out go up to join Soviet Spice. What do you reckon just behind them? Then Never Dull, Takings out wider. Sky Scent's been pulled out of the race at the top of the straight now. Skylight Jimmy came with a run to hit the front. Skylight Jimmy got it almost a length on Style File. What do you reckon? Battling away only. Never Dull on the outside, and then Takings and Super Dollar, but Skylight Jimmy kicked away. 150 to go, 3 or 4 lengths in front from Style File. What do you reckon? Battling along, followed by Never Dull and Takings, but Skylight Jimmy is going to romp in. And down to the line, Skylight Jimmy eased up, won it by 4 or 5 to Style File. What do you reckon? Third, and then Takings and Never Dull. Our Arch Rival, the break behind those to Soviet Spice. Super Dollar is virtually last, with Sky Scent just walking past the post now, distanced in the race. Skylight Jimmy, ridden by Eddie Casser, came around. Now Demesia, the one they're working on, to move into the outside barrier for Les Beer, and we'll have them right to run. Race 5 on a 9-event program, starting the quaddie here. Demesia coming along. Nasmar stood well. So did Style Setter down towards the inside. Deadwood Stage stood up okay. Haven't yet got Demesia set though. Number of attendants working well. Here's Shuttle bobbing the head. Brits Ruler reared and settled. Line looks pretty good. Now they're away, and Leonard D began well towards the outside with Demesia and Turlington. Shallow Me looked to get away reasonably well. Coming across, Ebony Beauty in the red cap, and Nasmar's just outside her, with Deadwood Stage coming down the middle, and with it is Style Setter. As they settle fully and go past the 800 metres, Ebony Beauty might just have the narrow lead in the red cap there from Lina D just on her inside, in company with Turlington. Wider out Style Setter and Deadwood Stage. Nasmar just behind them, followed by Air Shuttle. Shalaya Me not too far away from the pace, followed by Demesia. Had a long last as Brits Ruler under the whip as they got to the 400, and they're right across the track now with the grey Deadwood Stage wide out going up to tackle Lina D. Ebony Beauty is under pressure, so too Style Setter. Shalaya Me's putting herself in the picture, followed by Turlington. Deadwood Stage now with Shalaya Me challenging her at the 200 metres. Shalaya Me's taken the lead from Deadwood Stage. Nasmar on the far side running on, and then Lina D, but Shalaya Me with 100 to go in front of Deadwood Stage. Lina D starting to rally, but Shalaya Me with a good lead under the whip. She's 2 lengths clear, and Shalaya Me takes it out. Getting up for second, might be Demesia. Lina D's there. There's little between those two. Ebony Beauty fourth, Deadwood Stage a weakening fifth, and then Nasmar, followed by Brits Ruler, a long break to Turlington, and then Air Shuttle, and back last to finish Style Setter. Shalaya Me the winner, number 3, ridden by Peter Mertens for David Brydoak. Always up on the pace on the outside, and she's toughed it out well on a deteriorating surface to win. So the field is set to go. Racing now. Sandwich Bay began okay. Palace Score, if anything, a touch slow. Renwa Vista jumped reasonably. China Consul trying to get into a position in the early part. Yarrell has got away okay. And as they settle down now and go past the 1,000-metre mark, Kings Bromley is one of the leaders over on the outside. Kenzine is against the outside fence. Right up there too, Renwa Vista on the far side, being followed closely by Palace Score, and Sandwich Bay is in behind them, followed by Yarrowless Gold Caram. China Consul's crossed to the outside rail, a fair way from them, and Cotton on Flyer, one of the last, heading to the 600 metres now, and the pink blinkers of Kings Bromley are very prominent. Renwa Vista the widest runner, and Kenzine near the outside rail is under pressure here. Running on his Palace Score, he's travelling okay at the 400, and then Sandwich Bay, Yarrowless, Cotton on Flyer getting to the middle of the track, and Gold Caram working through the field. They're right across the track here with Palace Score the leader. Renwa Vista, Cotton on Flyer trying hard. Sandwich Bay's got to the outside rail. Gold Caram's running on it, the 200 metres now. Palace Score from Cotton on Flyer. Sandwich Bay and Gold Caram, these two fighting it out. Cotton on Flyer and Palace Score. Cotton on Flyer on the far side, and Palace Score, there's little between them. Palace Score the outside now, going home a shade the better. Bob and go. Cotton on Flyer, Palace Score. I'll stay out. It's pretty close. 4 lengths in advance of Gold Caram, Sandridge Bay, Yarralis, and they were trailed further back then by China Console. Kensign dropped out of it, Renwa Vista likewise, and King's Bromley last of all. Photo 2 sort this one out between Palace Score and Cotton on Flyer. Stay Loose completed the line-up now, and they're set to go 2,000 metres. Little movement from Keystone. They're off now. Caught them well. Wave Your Cap and Earl Marshall, the first two to bound out. Specula got away well. So did Crasher Macaulay, and African Night is going up wide out on the course when they settled into stride. Keystone had dropped out to be last of all, and nobody anxious to really run to the lead here. They're dicing and chopping and changing up there. Specula eventually working up to the front narrowly from African Night. Wave Your Cap a handy third. Stay Loose on the improve, very deep out. Crasher Macaulay, Earl Marshall just off them down on the inside. They're followed by China Classic, Dancing Reality. Wellback Marshall Rule and Our Entourage, and about 3 lengths to Keystone. At the 1,400 metres now, and Gauchi lets Stay Loose stride to the lead. Out by about 1.5 lengths, African Night racing outside Specula. 2 lengths to Wave Your Cap. Earl Marshall is ahead away on the inside, and a 1/2 length between horses, then Crasher Macaulay. 1.5 lengths, Dancing Reality. China Classic on the rails, 2 behind them, Our Entourage, and then Marshall Rule, and Keystone getting up along the rails. Out to the 1,000 metres, and Stay Loose by about 1 length to African Night. Specula's a neck away the inside. 2 lengths to Wave Your Cap, having a perfect run. Then Crasher Macaulay, 2 lengths away on the outside of Earl Marshall, Dancing Reality. 2 to 3 lengths to Keystone, China Classic, Our Entourage, and Marshall Rule last in that bunch starting his run. Nearing the home turn at the 650, Stay Loose in front of Specula, who gets up along the inside from African Night. And then Wave Your Cap coming wide in the greenish colours. Marshall Rule right around them starts a run. Hard-ridden African Night not responding. Earl Marshall sticking right to the inside as they swing the corner. Keystone is with him. Into the straight they race now, and Wave Your Cap wide out's gone up with Specula, and they corner together in front of Stay Loose. Dancing Reality coming down the outside from Marshall Rule. Then Keystone and Earl Marshall down on the inside. Wave Your Cap and Specula get to the 300, 1.5 lengths in front of Dancing Reality, starting to get to the outside and run on well. Then Earl Marshall and Crasher Macaulay, but still Specula and Wave Your Cap are fighting it out. 150 to go from Dancing Reality. Terrific battle here. Wave Your Cap's put the head in front of Specula, drew about a neck in front, then Dancing Reality, and Wave Your Cap ridden right out. A good effort. Wave Your Cap beats Specula by 1/2 length. Dancing Reality about 3/4 away third. Then Earl Marshall and Marshall Rule, a gap Crasher Macaulay, Keystone. Long break China Classic, African Night, and back to the tail end of the field to Stay Loose and Our Entourage. Wave Your Cap is the winner. Number 6, ridden by Stephen Baster. Our hooligan joined them on the outside. They're set racing on their marathon journey, and Desert Thrill began okay with Augusta near the outside. Biscany jumped out of the stalls well down on the inside and leads in the early part. Evans Advantage went over their heels and settles towards the end. Actually, Gouch is restraining Desert Thrill. She settles last. Down to the post the first time. Biscany the inside, joined by Augusta. Our hooligan is 1.5 lengths away third, travelling wide around Boundary Boy and Impy on the fence. Then Covert Cross, Rainbows for Me. Evans Advantage next to last, and Desert Thrill brought up the rear as they make their way out of the straight. Biscany the leader heading to the 2,000 metres, settled by 3/4 Augusta. 1.5 lengths to Impy third, the inside. Our hooligan is a neck away. 1 Boundary Boy, and then follows Evans Advantage on the inside of Covert Cross. 1 length Rainbows for Me, and 2 lengths to Desert Thrill. As they made their way up the riverside, Biscany made play, going for 4 in a row, leading by 1 length Augusta, 1.5 lengths Impy. Our hooligan's a 1/2 length away fourth, 5th on the inside, then Boundary Boy. 1 Evans Advantage tucked away on the fence, and towards the tail end of the field to Covert Cross. Evans Advantage in the centre, and 2 to Desert Thrill. Biscany took them out towards the 1,600 metres. His lead a little over 1 length Augusta. Impy third on the inside, followed by Our Hooligan tracking wide, and Boundary Boy the centre. 1 Evans Advantage over on the rails, followed by Rainbows for Me. Covert Cross 3 wide, and 2 lengths to Desert Thrill at the tail. At the 1,400, there's been no change. There probably won't be for some time. Biscany by 1 length. Augusta is second, 2 lengths to Our Hooligan. Impy on the rails, 1 Boundary Boy, 1 Evans Advantage. Covert Cross out 3 wide next, followed by Rainbows Rainbows for Me, and Desert Thrillers last as they go past 1,000. And Gauchi says we'll move up a little now, and Desert Thrill quickly goes into 4th or 5th placing. Biscuiting at the 1,000, led by only ahead Augusta. 2 lengths away Impy on the inside of Our Hooligan, with Desert Thrill improving around those two. Then Boundary Boy, followed by Covert Cross. Evans Advantage now back next to last, and Rainbows for Me is last as they came by the 800 metres. Augusta moved up and put the nose in front of Biscany with the rail. Impy and Desert Thrill are right behind them, ready to pounce, and they're followed then by Our Hooligan. Boundary Boy about 6th being ridden up, followed by Covert Cross, and they've dropped off Rainbows for Me, and Evans Advantage is struggling in the ground to keep up with them as they came to the home turn now, and Augusta has taken a slender lead. Desert Thrill is on his outside. Impy still there with Biscany down on the inside, and that quartet turn in front of Our Hooligan, Boundary Boy, and then a gap to Covert Cross. Well on the straight at the 400 metres now, and Desert Thrill has taken over the running from Impy. Augusta can't go on, nor Biscany down on the inside. Boundary Boy battling away as they got past the 200. It's Desert Thrill a length and a half in front of Impy. Augusta battling away, then Boundary Boy, but Desert Thrill kept going by Gauchi, leads by a couple of lengths. Impy holding second at the moment from Boundary Boy. Desert Thrill's a couple of lengths in front, and a lovely ride by Darren Gauchi gets Desert Thrill home by 2 lengths to Impy. Boundary Boy is third, then a gap to Augusta, Biscany and Our Hooligan, followed by Covert Cross, Rainbows for Me, and Evans Advantage has failed to complete the course, just cantering past the line now. Victory for Desert Thrill, ridden by Darren Gauchi. Number 6, trained by Bevan Lamming, the only... Set for the last as Light Start went into the outside gate next to Supreme Grinder. They're ready and away. Cherry Hill a little slow. Duke Crazy got away okay. Cinnabar is the first to bound out. Away fast also Crystal Bell in the early part, with Duke Crazy improving to sit up right on the speed second now. Aqua Centauri and Square Dance Lady not far away, and then Arad down on the inside of Tyrrelise. Supreme Grinder. Joseph Velez easing and going forward Cherry Hill with Light Start last of all. Cinnabar led, 1,300 to go, by about 2 lengths to Duke Crazy second. Crystal Bell is moving up on the outside, and so too Cherry Hill, who gets up into third now. Crystal Bell is fourth, and on the rails a Square Dance Lady from Aqua Centauri. Supreme Grinder tracking out wide midfield, and then Arad down on the inside of Tyrrelise. Light Start 2 lengths away, and Joseph Velez is a neck back last of all. Cinnabar at the 1,000 metres leads by a little more than a length. Duke Crazy second. Moving up third is Cherry Hill. 2 lengths Crystal Bell, Aqua Centauri. Down on the inside is Square Dance Lady, and they were trailed further back in the field by Tyrrelise. Light Start, Arad well back on the rails, and Joseph Velez is last of all as they swept up near the turn. Cinnabar's been joined by Duke Crazy and Cherry Hill. Supreme Grinders coming around the outside with a good run, and they were trailed then by Tyrrelise running on. Crystal Bell, Aqua Centauri and next as they corner. Light Start getting to the extreme outside. Right across the track, Duke Crazy joined by Supreme Grinder. Wider at Tyrrelise and Light Start put themselves in with the finish. Jay-Z Velez has come from last and is getting to the outside rail. Well on the straight inside the 400 metres now, and Light Start and Tyrrelise raced up to Supreme Grinder. Jay-Z Velez on the outside rail at the 200. It's Tyrrelise and Light Start from Supreme Grinder and Jay-Z Velez. Tyrrelise the inside and Light Start fighting it out, 100 to go. Tyrrelise about ahead in front of Light Start. Might be going home a shade the better for Lincoln Coffee. Light Start tries to rally, but Tyrrelise just won. Tyrrelise, I think, just beat Light Start in the photo. Joseph Velez a couple of lengths away third. Then Supreme Grinder. A gap in the field to Duke Crazy, probably found the weight too much. And then Arad, Cherry Hill, followed by Crystal Bell. Long break to Cinnabar in company with Square Dance Lady and Aqua Centauri.